Welcome to the Three Not So Wise Men. I am Count Dracula.
I'm Krais.
And I'm Austin.
Quick, get the garlic. Get the garlic!
Yeah, sorry. I thought that'd be fun. I thought maybe you guys would go with it, but okay, I see how it is. Anyway.
One
sorry.
awkward interaction.
Sorry.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Welcome!
Yeah, okay.
This is our Halloween special, guys. And we got something, well, special for you. Austin, want to give us a rundown?
So, instead of starting off with the normal pitch, and like we said during our last episode that we didn't give ourselves a prompt, because we have a special normal prompt later, but to start off the episode, we actually got a couple mini prompts that we're going to spin for, and then we're just going to give a quick little explanation. There's not going to be any time to like write down anything. We're just going to kind of just share our thoughts. So we have another special wheel because we like our wheels on this show.
It's almost like it's the concept and on our logo.
What? No. That's crazy. That's very scary, actually.
Spooky, even.
Okay. Weird weather going on here, but, Kansas.
Yeah, you never know.
I don't think right now. No.
All right. So, anyone have any questions or anything, or should we just get right to it?
I'm ready to go. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. So, first one.
I love that.
I'm not gonna lie, that was my first time spinning the wheel. I did not know that was the sound effect. I just did a Halloween theme.
Yeah.
Like they gave themes for the wheels, and I did the Halloween theme, so that was kind of cool.
Nice.
Woo!
All right.
Spooky season, yay!
All right. So our first question: instead of candy, what would you hand out for trick or treaters during Halloween? I have my answer.
You want to go first then, Austin, if you're ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my answer would be no-bake cookies, just because like they're one of my favorite type of cookies. They're almost like Reese's, and you're not really gonna be too concerned if they have a peanut allergy or not, because like I said, people hand out Reese's peanut butter cups all the time. So just nice little no-bake cookie, nice, and sometimes you can make them healthier too.
Yeah. I
So,
love some no-bake cookies.
It's like they're delicious, but they're also not as bad for you as some of the candy that the kids are eating.
Yeah. The only thing I would do is bag it. That's a
Yeah.
little-
Oh,
that-
no.
that-
I'm not gonna hand them. Just I'm gonna throw it in their bucket. So
Yeah.
of course they're gonna be in baggies.
Actually, you need to get some like epoxy resin, pour it over the no-bake cookie, so it's just this brick with the cookie inside. Give it that to them; they'll love it.
It's a good thing I'm not gonna be a dentist, because that'd be really ironic.
I can go next. That work, Krais?
Yeah, I don't got anything.
Okay. Well, better think of something quick.
Yep.
So what I would do is, one of my favorite parts of Halloween growing up, they had those little toys. There was the fake vampire teeth. There's these little rings with fake spiders on them. I give them little packets of little toys. Yeah, they probably want candy, but also I personally as a kid really enjoyed those as well. Also, you can, if they really didn't get enough candy, their parents can go and spend $5 and get a whole bag of it.
So you're the lame house. Got it.
I'm not handing out apples or toothbrushes. Yeah. No. I'm handing out toys still. It's still fun. I liked those better than candy.
Man, I'm really targeting dentists today.
Yeah, like what's up? Hey, come on.
It
teeth
is
justice. Okay.
Hey, I have some of the best teeth here.
Hashtag teeth justice over here.
All right,
Cancel
Krais.
Oh yeah.
What we're doing.
I'd probably do like something along the lines of caramel apples. Like caramel apples.
There's
on a
your
stick.
apples person.
I was actually thinking of caramel apples. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there's not really a lot of ideas when it comes to like alternative candy. I would probably give them like king size candy bars if it was up to me. But that's also like, I would hand out large, king size candy bars, but that kind of falls under the same category of candy bars.
It is candy. Yeah.
And there's not really a lot of like, I don't really want to bake cookies. I would probably just make caramel apples because those are
It's very fall. Yeah.
Yeah, very fall. Yeah.
I think it fits. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good. It's good.
Right.
Cool. Good one. All right. Next prompt.
I love this new wheel.
Dude, it's so good.
Wheel got an upgrade.
Okay. Oh, this is a good one. If the three not so wise men were in a slasher movie scenario,
Ooh.
what order would they be killed, and why?
Who's ready? Who wants to go first?
I mean, Austin's the movie buff here. He probably has the like most accurate information. So I'm kind of curious on what he thinks first, because I have a different order in my head.
I've got my order.
Okay, there's a couple different ways why some of y'all would be killed.
Yeah, give the reasons why. It doesn't have to be like.
Yeah.
Well,
In
in
a
one
situation-
case, I'd say that Krais would probably be one of the first people, simply because Jack and I would outrun him. Sorry, Krais.
Hey, my bad ankle called.
Yeah,
Fuck
I'm like,
you.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
why.
the exact reason why.
Yeah,
But
there's a reason we do weights instead of running together. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably say, in a lot more cases, I feel like Jack might die first because they'd be very skeptical about it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Then the slasher would get him.
I love
All
that.
right, so what's your official order?
I would probably have to say Jack, Krais, and then possibly myself. I don't want to say that I won't die, but I'd
You'd
probably
be
at
the
least
last.
I'd probably be the last of us three to die in it.
Yeah.
That's my guess. And the reason I put you in the second one is because like typically the giant chase happens like halfway through the movie after the first
yeah.
kill.
Yeah.
So yeah, your ankles are still gonna be the death of you.
Yeah, they are. Anyways, Jack, you
Let
up?
me go. Okay.
Yeah, we want you to go. I'm
So
curious.
my order's actually the same, but that's a very good point. I would definitely be super skeptical at first. It's either that or it's probably the skeptical thing. I'd do something stupid and I'd be killed first. I want to say like I'd like charge them. I would think I'm calling their bluff. I think it was a prank that you guys put up. That's what it would be. I think it'd be a prank, and then they'd kill me. That's what it would be specifically. I'd die, then Krais, then Austin. If Austin dies, he would be the last one too.
All right. My question is actually, Krais, you go first.
Okay, how I see it happening actually is me, Austin, then Jack.
Okay.
Okay, I want to hear this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
One.
So the general consensus is Krais is going to be
I'm-
dead.
okay,
One of the early ones. Yeah.
See, my thought process is it depends on what we're fighting first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's like a scream situation, my thought process would to be because I can't run. We all know this.
Yeah.
I would probably try to body this thing first.
Yeah.
Okay, as much as I like value like tricking it or like thinking ahead, I know where my strengths are. I'm the tank of the party.
For sure.
That's my role. Okay, so I would probably turn to this fucker and be like, "Hey, come at me, bro." I would actually probably call it bro.
Yeah.
I see Jack lasting longer. If I were to die first, you would be like, "Oh, this is real."
Yeah.
And then you guys would come up with a smart tactic to like Scooby-Doo this guy. And I feel like Austin when you guys were trying to like get this guy, Austin would have to like use himself to sacrifice
normal
himself
sacrifice.
so that you can pull the trap on this dude.
Okay.
I like how it's if I'm gonna die, it's because I'm making a sacrifice play.
Yeah. Hey, sacrifice plays are fun.
Honestly, I thought you were going to go with. I would go straight to the authorities. Me personally.
Yeah, that's what I was
wouldn't
like.
think anything.
What part of you doesn't think that Jack and I wouldn't run away?
Okay, hold on. This is a slasher. We're in the
That's a
in the
very good
Farmville.
Good point. We're stupid.
Yes.
we're stupid. We're in a
No,
slasher
you're
movie.
right. You are very right. Yeah. Honestly,
Guys.
that's how it shake down.
What do we do? There's a running car over there. We should go over there. Are you fucking stupid?
No.
We obviously gotta go hide behind the chainsaws.
No, Jack and I gotta go have sex in the woods. That's what's going on.
Well, then we die first.
Ah, you're right. Jack, you're first. Jack, you're first. Go find a spot out in the woods. It's nice clearance.
Honestly, when I first thought of this, I'm like, of us three, I'd probably be the one to like run off to do something. I don't know what it would be, something stupid, and then that's how I'd be killed.
The only
But
reason,
honestly, skepticism would probably be the most realistic thing.
the
Skepticism,
only reason
yeah.
I could see myself being the one to go first is because I'm the one that knows a lot about movies and stuff.
Yeah.
It's because he's the know-it-all guy.
Yeah. you'd probably be like, oh, I can like,
You
oh, I
gotta
can beat
understand
him
that
right
the
away.
sequels, the body count is bigger and the stakes are raised. No one is safe, even your beloved ones.
Oh shit, we're Fred, Velma, and Daphne, aren't we?
Who's who?
Fred, Velma, Daphne.
Fred, Daphne, you two are going out in the woods.
What?
Okay, they can't see who pointed, where you pointed, dude.
Okay. I'm Fred.
There we go.
My thought process is you, Velma,
I agree.
and you, Daphne.
I want to
Why?
be Shaggy.
And, okay. And I'm thinking, like, modern Daphne, not, like,
Original.
original, like, damsel in distress, only purpose Daphne.
So Sarah Michelle Gellar, Daphne.
Yes.
Yeah, basically Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, there,
Exactly.
Yeah, there we go. There. I see that.
That's my thought process.
I definitely see that.
Okay, because you're the more logistical out of all of us.
Yeah.
As much as
You're like
You're
more
good.
instinct.
I'm brain. As much as I can use brain, I'm more beef things and more than anything. There's a reason why I'm the tank.
Yeah. Or we went so into this.
This
I
was
didn't
a fun.
expect
That
we-
was fun. Though.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd go into this in depth, but I like it.
All right, next one. If you had an unlimited budget, what would be your Halloween costume?
This was my favorite of the prompts, and
I'll
Does
say
anyone have an immediate
I'd
answer?
probably do like a really good cosplay costume
Oh,
of
yeah.
either like, I don't know, Captain America, Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Also Gambit's kind of big right now.
Yeah.
I've always been a big Gambit fan.
Mhm.
I'd probably have to go with Spider-Man because I like the idea if getting the right materials and stuff to have a transformation costume.
Ooh,
so like
yeah.
if you do
Mhm.
like you start in the traditional costume,
Mhm.
but then you click some sort of button or something that's hidden on the suit that turns it into the black suit.
Yeah.
And then, vice versa. I feel like there's something cool you can do with that.
Mhm.
But I'm not a cosplayer, but that'd just be a cool idea.
Yeah. Grace, you have an answer?
I actually think you should go first
Because you
we've
don't
been,
have an answer.
No, we've been going in the same order.
Okay, cool. I don't know why, but I've had a thing recently because I'm thinking about my Halloween costume. I want wings, and I don't.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm thinking of personally making some. I don't know if we will, but I will. But what if I had an unlimited budget? I'd be like a dark angel, and it'd be some like freaking epic like leather suit and something like leather jacket
Very
type
late
thing.
90s, early 2000s inspired.
Honestly, yeah. And then I'd have wings that, since it's an unlimited budget, I'd have wings that fold up. And then,
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know what I do. Maybe I have to move my shoulders in a certain way, but they just, like, extend out. And they're like, I've got, like, a 10-foot wingspan type thing. It'd be just be really epic. That's what I would want to do. Honestly, like, that answer's probably going to change.
Yeah,
Fairly
it
recent.
changed.
Yeah.
It changed from Halloween to Halloween. too.
Yeah, for sure. But that's what my answer right now, that's what it would be.
Okay. So I have actually two,
Mhm.
and it's because of my body shape. Because for the listeners, I am technically the biggest of the three of us.
Mhm.
I also have a kind of a gut. But if I were to ever lose, the weight,
Mm-hmm.
Geralt of Rivia.
Ooh. I
Okay?
can see it.
Yeah, I would love to be Geralt.
Mm-hmm.
But that's unrealistic body expectations. So,
Limited budget, hire a personal trainer, dietitian, all that. Yeah.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
that is true.
Yep.
But I also wouldn't mind being Reinhardt from Overwatch.
Ooh, I can see that.
Yeah, like, those big cosplay, like, you need a second person to help put this on you?
Yeah.
I want a Reinhardt version of that.
How tall are you?
How tall am I?
Yeah.
I'm like 5'10", 5'11".
I thought you were like 6'2".
I'm not.
I was
You
gonna say,
were
like-
not 6'2".
I was gonna say, like, if you're 6'2" and you lose the weight, you're basically on par with Geralt. So,
Eh.
but yeah. All right.
Yeah. I mean, we're all within an inch of each other, and I'm 5'10", so.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm taller than Tom Cruise.
You're like less than an inch shorter than me.
Jeez. What kind of monster, i.e. vampire, werewolf, goblin, would each of the not-so-wise men be?
Austin, you're up first.
Yeah.
Well, this one's kind of easy for me,
Yeah.
and it's probably going to be on the title card, but Jack, vampire. Sorry, you a pasty white guy, white dude.
I'm not pasty. Like I'm not.
I just see, but it's also like I've seen you in black, like leather black, like vampire dress costumes before.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's kind of like that. That's where I'm coming
It
from.
is like, if I had the money, that would be my aesthetic for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Just freaking throughout the years, greaser.
Just very black gothic. That's what I would get without you actually being very goth heavy.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like, but like I get it.
It's like I could see you doing it. That's where I see it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Krais, Frankenstein.
You mean Frankenstein's monster?
Yes, Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You got to do it yourself.
Oh yeah, I gotta do it myself. Probably a werewolf.
Yeah, that's kind of a very obvious one.
Yeah, that's basically it for me.
You're the shaggiest.
That is also
three of
true. I
us.
do have the longest hair.
Yeah. Working on it, guys. Working on it. Well,
Competition.
yep. I'm a Austin Wolfman. I just like it's.
It's also very convenient that I can run on all fours pretty good too.
Yeah. I mean,
What?
like,
Ask Luis for the video.
Lewis!
yeah. So wolf, you'd be a were creature of some sort. Probably wolf. Honestly, I'm thinking Wolverine. I think like you would be a good like half.
I can play Wolverine.
Honestly, yeah, I was thinking about this question because we prepared him in like we had him in advance, and I was thinking about like yeah, I mean like anyway,
You can be pretty animalistic, let's be
Yeah.
honest.
yeah. For
Sure.
you, for Krais, I'm leaning more into the big tank guy. I'm thinking like a Cyclops, which like is not super Halloweeny, but I said monster when I typed this out, so I included goblin, like a big, bulky, smart Cyclops.
I will say
Very
I did
skilled.
try to think of like some unique Witcher monsters
Yeah.
for you, but like you sent me the photo, and honestly, I kind of do see you as Frankenstein's monster sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Except let's replace the fire with a rat.
For the people who don't follow us on Instagram, which you should,
Yeah.
the picture he's referring to is a Halloween costume I went as like a few falls ago, where I actually was Frankenstein and I look like a pretty good one too. Yeah, or Frankenstein's monster. I should be accountable to myself.
You're gonna call me out on it. But yeah, no, I could also see like a Cyclops or ogre. I think that's
Yeah.
Something big.
Yeah. For me, I'm thinking something not werewolf or not vampire, but something along those lines, like a shifter where like I grow fangs and claws.
Okay.
Something who looks human and then like can transform, or like something like a demonic thing. If
So a
In
vampire?
some cases, still a vampire.
Yeah, I was about to say a vampire.
Like some
They can
vampires
shape-
are actually like they look
could.
very humanoid and then they change monstrous.
yeah, it'd
Like
be
I was
something
thinking more traditional, like Count Dracula kind of vampire.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd still say maybe a different type of vampire.
I was actually thinking Twilight vampire, but that works as well.
honestly, like just give me on the sun and I'll shine, baby.
Gonna go play baseball too.
Yeah, I'm so freaking good at sports, guys. So yeah, that's what I got. What about you, Krais?
Okay, I'm gonna start with you actually because I have one for you.
All right.
I really like you being a mummy, like a royal mum,
Like
Is
a
it like
pheromone?
traditional?
yeah, pharaoh. Like you have the headdress, like, and the wrappings. I see it honestly. With
Despite me being a pasty white guy. Maybe I could pull an Alexander the Great type thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you look great for 3,000 years old. For
Oh,
3,000-year-old dead guy.
Yeah.
oh, for Austin, it's got to be something beast-like, but not something.
I feel like you don't want to say werewolf because we've already established it.
Yeah, I'm trying to be original, okay?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I could see werewolf, but I don't know. I feel like there's something else that fits better.
Yeah. Like
Like-
it's something. It's not quite werewolf, but it's pretty dang close.
Ooh, hey, you know what would be cool?
What?
Swamp Thing.
Ooh. I don't see
I
it,
don't
but
see
like
it.
that'd
No,
be cool.
not Swamp Thing from like Marvel, but like the missing link from Monsters vs. Alien.
Oh, the creature.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I could see that.
I see more werewolf, but
Dude,
I can't.
you were a lifeguard.
I know. I get that. Even then, it's like part of me still doesn't see it. Like I am a really good swimmer. I'll say that, and I can
Yeah.
hold my breath for a decent amount of time. I used to be able to hold my breath for 2 minutes underwater.
I got
Damn.
it.
Can't do
Okay.
that anymore. But
I got it. Aquatic mammal. You're a freaking werebeaver, dude.
excuse me. I'm a were platypi.
I was about to say it's beaver or platypi. I think the beaver would be cooler, personally.
A were-platypi?
The were-platypi?
The Finnies are fur references on this show. Loving it. Yeah.
I can't do it.
All right.
And then me. That's the last one.
All right,
I honestly, I still like Frankenstein's monster
Yeah.
or Cyclops. Just something big. Maybe a troll. That'd be cool.
Alright, and our last one.
Already.
Yeah.
Wow.
Last one before we get to the main prompts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Design a haunted house, or what would you do for a design or for a haunted house?
Concept specifically. We're not
Yeah.
going to draw out a
Yeah.
floor plan here. Austin, you're up.
Well, I know how to draw ground plans.
Well, yeah, you could. We just don't really have time for that.
Yeah, that's true, and you guys can't see it anyways.
Yeah.
What would I do? I kind of want to do something with a quiet place, and so you try to make the I guess visitors. I don't know. I've never been in a haunted house. I'll say that right now.
Oh, okay.
But basically, just have them try to get through that, and you would probably have like normal scary stuff anyways. But then you start to get I think they're called death angels from A Quiet Place,
Okay.
and then from there on out, while it's a still creepy space, and like we'll have the building like collapsing in quotations
Yeah.
to freak the people out. And then as they're trying to go through, they have to stay quiet. And as they make more noise, the creatures get closer to them and start screaming at them.
Nice.
That's probably what I'd have to go with.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like you step into like a new room where it's like there's a floor creak sound effect and then.
I also like the idea of it being maybe one room where there's just a bunch of them sleeping. This is taken straight out of Army of the Dead, which is a Zack Snyder Netflix zombie movie, where the survivors have to go through a room of sleeping zombies, and they have to try to not wake them up. So I'm kind of curious how that would do when you're in a super sensitive, superhero and sensitive monster cave. So I feel like that's the approach I'd go with.
For me, what I do is, I haven't seen the show, but something like Twilight Zone. Basically, you're going into another. Actually, I don't even know if this would be Twilight Zone. For me, what I do is like, the concept is you're traveling through this other limbo-y dimension, where you go into one room and like, the floor, like one of the walls is actually the floor, so there's like furniture on there, and then maybe. Again, this is a concept, and I'm assuming I have an unlimited budget, where the room just starts turning and you have to run into the next one. There's another one where there's, like, things coming down from the ceiling, jumping at you, just that kind of thing. Like, just really trippy stuff. And then there's stuff that's out to get you and you don't know what's going on. And every single room is completely different. That's what I would do. Nothing, it wouldn't be super traditional, but it would be, like... It'd be unique and it'd stand out and it'd still be would be like a super scary place to me.
All right, Chris.
Evil Wizard's Ruined Castle.
Ooh,
I can see that.
I definitely see that.
I know that specifically because of some of your recent Minecraft builds being like underground wizard towers that collapse.
The Wizard Tower.
Yeah.
I love that build. But yeah, like I would do something along the lines of like a lore wise, it was like a great wizard's tower or like castle that's fallen on a ruin. So he has all of his like monstrous experiments just roaming the place, and a bunch of like glass balls and shit. That personally, I think that would be cool.
Nice.
Cool.
I like it.
All right. Well, that was all of our mini prompts.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun.
Yeah, that was
I
really
enjoyed
fun.
All right. But with that note, let's move on to our main prompt. And this one's going to be a little different. We actually have two. So our two prompts is create a Halloween movie or create a Halloween video game. So I have two wheels, and like normal, like typically we would do our pitch and then we'd write for 30 minutes. Then we'll decide who goes next, and we'll still do that part. But we're gonna decide who's doing which pitch. So we'll have two of one pitch and one doing the other.
Yep.
So it's gonna be a little different.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions?
No, I say let's go for it.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see. First one is Krais. You are doing a Halloween movie.
Damn it!
I know. I thought it would be the same. It's same. I did the same prompts for it.
Oh, well.
It's weird. Oh well. Next up will be yes. It is me with Halloween video game, which surprise, surprise, I did not have a movie prompt ready for this one.
Oh.
So I am actually really relieved on this one.
Okay, there you go.
All right, Jack. Let's see what you are gonna be getting.
All right.
You are getting a Halloween video game, Jack.
Hey, there we go. I like my video game idea better.
Nice.
Sweet.
Hey, video game's better.
There we go.
Have fun, Krais.
All right, we ready to get this going?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. Any comments, questions, or concerns?
No, I say let's go for it.
In 3, 2, 1, go. And time.
Oh my god, yes!
All right, this was interesting.
That was kind of fun, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know. I had a good time with it.
I really love mine. I think this is my best pitch.
I wouldn't go that
pitch
far for
pitch.
me, but
Okay. I was about to say for me, like you don't know what it is yet.
yeah, I
no,
don't know
for
what it
you,
is.
gotcha.
For me, it's like I've done better pitches, but like this one's not bad. I'm
Yeah.
happy with what I got.
Gotcha.
All right. With that case, should we find out who's going first?
Yes,
it's
please.
me.
I'm
We all
excited.
know it.
Yeah. There we go.
I fixed it.
Yep.
Yay!
So good.
Jack, you're first.
What?
Congratulations.
It's a Halloween Christmas musical!
Musical?
I don't fucking know, I'm too happy!
It's a Halloween miracle.
All
I
right.
don't remember the last time I went first. Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, Grace.
Never gone first.
No, I have. It's just
Oh,
been
yeah,
a
you have.
long time.
All right, let's see. The Halloween gods are in your favor, Grace, because I am next.
What? I'm last?
Yep.
What is this feeling?
Has that ever happened?
I don't think so.
We'll look into it.
If not, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
All right. With that note, Jack, take it away.
All right. So my Halloween video game I called Monster Chase because I couldn't think of a better title. That was my focus. So summary of it. This is an indie roguelike where you play as a vampire, werewolf, or mutants. You are trying to escape the humans chasing after you and your foe and their minion. You travel through various areas to reach Sanctuary. Each excursion, you can collect items and also power-ups that can use each time after you die. Now, I'll explain roguelike, what a roguelike video game is real quick, if you two don't know or the listeners don't know. It's a style of role-playing game where it's a dungeon crawl so where you're going through different areas.
Yeah.
And as you die, anything you collected you can reuse to upgrade for your next venture out, and you keep going. So that was very important to explain what's going forward. Okay, so at the beginning of each playthrough, you choose either vampire, werewolf, or mutant. These are kind of your classes, which I'll get into in a second. But what explaining the minions and the foe is, these are things you fight, but if humans, so if you make contact with the human like you physically, like you attack them, they'll all like swarm you, capture you, and there'll be a brief animation where you're killed. So the humans you can't touch, the enemies you fight. And then the power-ups can be used to increase each power-up as you go. So for this being an indie, it's very like I don't know what it's called, but it's very small. It's not very super visually good, but I think the budget would go with sound.
It's a pixel game.
Yeah, it's a pixel game. I really like this idea, and I wish I could think of a game that would explain it. Going into the classes, for the vampire, you're a creature it's a vampire. There's 3 main attacks you have for each one. There's the quick single opponent attack, an area attack, and then a meter attack. With each successful hit with the other 2, your meter fills, and you can use the meter attack.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Yeah. So for this one, the single one is bite. You just bite. Vampire Screech is the area one. You briefly turn into, or Bat Screech. You briefly turn into a bat and scream, which disorients your enemies for a second. You can attack them.
Okay.
And then Hypnosis is your meter one, where you can have the enemies fight each other.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. The foe you're going against is a vampire hunter sending their henchmen. And then your power-ups and the way you regain health are blood vials. These are just items that are scattered throughout the area. You run over, you interact with them, you get it. Mm-hmm. So it'll heal your health, and you'll have it for when you die. Next. And then you use the blood vials, these power-ups, for the vampire to upgrade 3 abilities. One that each of them has is quicker meter filling. Its meter fills quicker. Mm-hmm. One is rejuvenating bite. You get a little health with every normal attack that you can upgrade. And then bat form. You turn into a bat and fly super quickly towards where you're trying to go.
Right.
And then the more you upgrade it, the longer you're a bat. For the werewolf, the werewolf's attacks are claws. The area attack is beast charge, so you charge in a straight line, damaging anything you go through. And the meter one is howl, where you summon a wolf to fight for you for a brief amount of time. Ooh. The foe you're fighting is a rival alpha, sending their pack mates to come fight you.
Okay, I see how it is.
Yeah. The power-ups and health regeneration, I'm just going to call them power-ups, for this one are moonlight mirrors. They're just, again, these are just items, so it's a mirror that reflects moonlight. With this one, the meter filling quicker, but you also have primal rage, which the less health you have, the more damage you do. So you can be strategic with how much health you want at the time that you can upgrade. And then there's also louder howl, where you summon more wolves.
Okay, cool.
For your meter attack. Then there's the mutants. I'll explain what I mean by mutant for this purposes. You were once a human, but after being subjected to a mad scientist's experiments, you are something more. So yeah, kind of like, not really Frankenstein's monster, but like a experiment gone wrong type thing. Mm-hmm. So your single attack is a punch, your area attack is stomp, just doing an area effect around you. And the meter is called Unleash, where you turn in full monster briefly and you auto-attack everything around you without taking damage. Your foe is the mad scientist who created you, and it sends their other experiments after you. Those are the minions. This one's power-up are potions, and the ability, again, meter filling quicker. But you also get acidic skin, so when you deal punch damage, the opponents are covered in acid, and they take a little bit of health for a little bit.
Okay.
And then you can upgrade how much damage it does and how longer that
Basically
lasts.
causing a poison effect.
Poison effects,
okay,
yeah, you see in
cool.
multiple video games, yeah. And then the last one is augment, where you can basically add extra limbs or something, so your punches are quicker, or there's more damage because you're punching with an extra arm, or another leg where you're running faster, or something like that. And then you can, each upgrade you add some other augmentation. The areas, you have to go through 20 of them to reach Sanctuary and beat your run through. And then again, you go through, you die in area 1, you go back. This time maybe you go to 3, then 10, etc. But you have to go through all 20 in an order. That's a roguelike. There are 5 types of areas, and they are randomized with each playthrough. So if you restart the whole thing, they'll randomize again. At the end of each area, there is a boss fight, where it's just a powered up minion, and on the last one, the 20th level, you fight your foe. So the vampire hunter, the pack leader, or the mad scientist. Mm-hmm. I didn't go into how they would fight, didn't have time. But the 5 areas is the swamp, which has hazards like toxic clouds and bogs where you can get stuck in for brief amounts of time. The forest, where there's just more of the minions coming after you. The village, which has more humans trying to capture you. The cemetery, where zombies are added enemies, and then the ruins, which have collapsing structures and such as an added danger. Mm-hmm. And then the items I didn't dwell too much into, really, but they can be picked up, and you can only have one at a time, and they're only lost when you drop them or the level ends. And then I have 3 items. One depends on the class you chose. It's basically something that's super effective against minions. So, for instance, I have a crossbow, a silver blade, and I couldn't think of anything for the mutant. You have a torch, which just provides better lighting. So if you're in a darker area, you have a better chance of seeing. And then a cloak, which means you're harder to find. So you can get up closer before the humans try and catch you, or the minions attack you, type of thing. And yeah, that's what I got. What do you think?
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot. I really like the description on some of the character abilities for like the vampires, werewolves, and stuff. And the power-ups seem like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It just seems really well thought out and like well paced. So I really don't have a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, just getting into it, I enjoyed it. I like the idea of the game changes depending on your class. Like there's a different main boss, there's different minions. For that reason, I think you would get a lot more playtime because people would want to be like, I want to play all 3 classes and see. I mean, I know they're kind of this. It's this. You said it was this. They basically have the same attacks. They're just flavored differently.
Yeah, they're very. It's slightly different, but not enough that you want to replay. Exactly.
Right, but so yeah, exactly. Like I'm interested in enough that I would be like, I would want to play all 3 playthroughs.
Also, the fact that you said that the world regenerates differently for every time you do it, that also helps with the replay value.
Yeah. And I think having it being very pixelated is a really neat idea. Yeah, I just think it's a good pitch overall.
Yeah. For like the style of pixelated, think Stardew Valley. Obviously, it's not that art style because it's a monster game, but that type of thing for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about.
It's giving me like a pixelated Dark Souls kind of vibe.
Kind of, yeah. I think Hades is like the most popular rogue, in my opinion. Actually, Cult of the Lamb is, but anyway.
Oh, one more thing.
Yes.
I commend you on using Mutant. Wasn't expecting that. I just think that's a nice, interesting class to pick.
Yeah, that was my favorite person. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Next up, I believe is Krais, right? No.
It's actually, before I get started, it's kind of funny that both the video game prompts are going first and then the movie.
I thought about that,
Yeah, but it's cool. Alright. So, the working title for my video game is Blood Moon Terror. And so, what I've done is, this is where I say that you guys might be a little disappointed with this, but I made a fighting game in the style of Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why I'm like, yeah, that you guys might not like that.
It's
Yeah.
no, I just something I wasn't.
I wasn't expecting
Keep
that
going.
either.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go.
Alright, so the main synopsis of this is play as iconic monsters and horror villains in this epic fighting game. Travel to iconic locations throughout horror history to become the ruler of the night. So that leads me to the story, where every 200 years on All-Hallows-Eve, with the rise of the full blood moon, the evil creatures of the night and villains unite for a tournament to see who will be the king of monsters, with the current king being Dracula, obviously. The fun part about this is that the story changes depending on who you pick to play as for the story, as well as what you do during the story. So the main idea is like if you play Mortal Kombat, they have the tower tournaments where you play through so many matches and then you get a character ending. It's kind of like that, but the whole cinematic story of a character being changed up. And the reason I say that it depends on how you play and stuff is, you know how Mortal Kombat has fatalities?
Yeah.
If you use one of these fatality moves in this game, you absolutely kill the character for the rest of the story. So they won't come back. So that affects the rest of the gameplay and who you fight for the rest of the tournament.
Oh, okay.
That's really cool.
And so, yeah, I just wanted to kind of have a simple tower story, but also it's different for each character. And then I went into a little bit of motivations for some of the characters. So going into the characters of the game, we obviously have Count Dracula, who his goal is to remain the king of the night.
Yeah.
And that would be his thing. The Wolfman is another character, and he is fighting because he is sick of werewolves being second to vampires.
Okay.
Another character is the creature from the Black Lagoon. I didn't have a motivation for that one, but I wanted the creature from the Black Lagoon in the game.
Yeah.
Frankenstein's monster is in the game, and he just loves to fight. He's a big brawler.
So he's kind of like a gore.
Yeah, I'm really just thinking big dumb guy who likes to fight.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like his sorry.
Basically, his motivation would be to cause more fighting for the monsters, just to be like a mad titan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have Jekyll and Hyde, who I have a fun gameplay mechanic where you can switch back and forth between Jekyll and Hyde. So Jekyll will be fighting with like science experiments and stuff, and Hyde is the brute force behind it. And I can see some really cool combo moves, and I do have motivation for Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
Jekyll wants the resources that you get while being the king of the night to help himself cure himself from Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
While Mr. Hyde wants to use the resources to help show domination and just become the ruler of the world.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
This is a fun character and a unique one that I don't have a motivation for, but I have the Ireland Banshee.
Okay.
What, Banshee?
The Irish Banshee. Ireland's kind of known for banshees.
Yeah.
That's one of their main monsters besides leprechauns.
Yeah. I did not know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't have a motivation, but I just wanted like a screaming character and someone that can make quick movements and like phase through characters and stuff. And I feel like you can do some really sick brutalities. And I guess I should mention this with it being heavily inspired by Mortal Kombat. This is a very bloody game.
Yeah.
And like, obviously the art style is going to be similar to what Mortal Kombat is now.
Yeah.
And yeah, just so very opposite from your pitch, Jack, where it's very pixelated. Mine's very high detail, graphic. Yeah. Here's my one human character, Van Helsing.
Yeah,
obviously, which his goal is to end all monsters.
Yep.
I have the Mummy in the game, and his goal is to rebuild the Empire.
Okay.
Okay.
I have an Oni in the game.
Ooh, cool.
I kind of wanted like this ogre kind of thing to show some Asian culture into the game.
Yeah.
And I felt like that could have been fun. I have Bigfoot. And
okay.
Bigfoot has a motivation. His motivation is to become king so he can bring other Sasquatches out of hiding and they can come back to the forefront.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
And I have a feeling like if I did the characters, I would also have a little switch up where like we'll have a Yeti in there, but like it would be an alternate skin when you play the character selection. But like in the story, there will be Yeti and Bigfoot. I would like to bring a possessed doll into the game just so we get the little creepy factor. And I couldn't decide, I don't necessarily want it like Chucky where he wields a sword and stuff. I was thinking definitely more on the demon possessed stuff, kind of like Annabelle style. Yeah. But like it would move around and stuff. Yeah. I have a Minotaur. And the Minotaur's goal is to bring glory back to the old gods and make him kind of just like bring back the Greek culture and how Minotaurs used to be one of the bigger monster rulers. So that's kind of going back to the old ways.
Wait, quick question. Is it a Minotaur or the Minotaur?
For the benefit of this, probably the Minotaur.
Okay, cool. That's why I wanted to ask.
Yeah. Okay. And then from there, I have 3 movie characters. The first one I have is the Death Angel from A Quiet Place, just because like their weird body shape would make it such a unique fighter, as well as like how like actually acrobatic those things are. I could see a lot of weird swinging in motions and stuff. And it'd just be a really cool creature and be one of the newer things to come out to get some video game love. Next one I have is the Predator, which he would be coming here to fight the big game. That's the whole goal of the Predator, is to find the biggest game and add to his trophy wall. So he doesn't care about ruling. He just wants all the trophies he's going to get from all these unique monsters.
That's cool.
And then finally, I had to throw this character in for the benefit or from just his iconic theme alone. But I had to put Michael Myers in as a slasher representative. I just didn't think Ghostface, who's my favorite slasher, would fit as well.
He's just a human.
He's human. And then, like, there's always that thing with Michael Myers is he human? And how he's always used as, like, the embodiment of evil. So I was like, Michael Myers is the perfect choice.
Right.
So, going on from there, I have a couple maps. I have Bran Castle, which is Dracula's castle. Dracula's dungeon. The Black Lagoon. The Crypts of the Great Pyramids. Frankenstein's Lab. New York City sewers. I feel like there were some creepy elements in that. And you can see like rats move around and stuff. There's stuff that you can do it.
Yeah, you can do some cool stuff with it.
It was probably my least favorite one on the list, but I wanted it in there. The Minotaur's Labyrinth. Yes. An abandoned hospital, and this is another like iconic horror location, but it's not the same one as Michael Myers. It's Camp Crystal Lake from Friday the 13th. But yeah, I just want to throw that in. And then, yeah, like I mentioned, the brutal finishers. What happens is when the character's health is really low, you can, instead of it being like a finish him situation when they're just standing still, you can actually trigger it while the fight's still going on if their health is to a certain degree. And yeah, like I said, if it happens during the story, you killed that character for the rest of that story.
Yeah.
And then obviously some other game modes I have is 1v1, but I also like the idea of doing a tag mode so you can do 2v2.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's cool.
And then I have a challenges mode, so it's asking you to do like specific, I don't know, like just if you look at some fighting games that have challenges and stuff, it'd be kind of like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's what I have for Blood Moon Terror.
Jack?
You wanna go first?
You can go first.
Bet. All right. I know you said you didn't think we would like it. I absolutely loved this. First off, I know I would be a Jekyll and Hyde main, for sure. But I love how you pulled from different things. At first, I was a little hesitant about, like, your movie stuff. But then I was like, Mortal Kombat's doing that. So I'm like, actually, I really do like that. And I love that you added a story to it, where it's this tower fighting for... I love the premise. I love the roster. That was such a good roster. It was more than I was expecting. And the fact that you basically based it off of a video game that I know well enough that you didn't have to explain how it worked. But I can just see it, the story, like different, like maybe cutscenes or whatever happening between the fights where if someone kills one and just different interactions of different people on the roster. I absolutely love this. I can't think of any like critiques or anything.
I have one tiny one.
Okay. Maybe I can add on to it.
Okay, my critique is the roster. Don't get me wrong, I love the roster and it's a really good cast of characters. But I'm thinking it from a gameplay standpoint. Because read off the list to me again.
Yeah, so this is probably one of the smallest rosters I've made for fighting.
Right.
Yeah. It's only 15 characters. So I have Dracula, the Wolfman, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein's Monster, Jekyll and Hyde, the Ireland Banshee, Van Helsing, the Mummy, an Oni, Bigfoot, a Possessed Doll, the Minotaur, the Predator, the Death Angel, and Michael Myers.
Okay, my issue with it is I feel like there are a lot of monsters that just punch.
Yeah, that was...
There are a lot of brute monsters. Well, okay, and it might be just because that's what I gravitate towards. I like the brutes in games. But you have the Sasquatch, the Minotaur, Jekyll and Hyde, I'm counting him. There's two others.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be a little bit more diversity.
I think there is because there's only 4 brute ones.
I counted 5.
That I said, I fished with not including Jekyll and Hyde because Jekyll and Hyde is kind of more of a complex half and half one. He's not straight brute.
That's fair.
So there is only 4 brute ones, but there's also like a lot more technical ones. Like the Mummy would be using like sandstorms, locusts, and stuff. Yeah. The Banshee's kind of a floater, screamer, ranged character.
Yeah.
Wolfman's gonna be more acrobatic, getting in your face.
Yeah.
Similar to Dracula. So there is range in that.
That's fair. That's what I heard a lot of like brute forcers, and I was a little
because
worried.
those are the characters you focus in on. So
yeah.
I think you focus on.
Well, like for when we play like Mortal Kombat, like those are the characters I gravitate towards, and those are the characters that I play. So if the more brute forcers there are, I'm going to gravitate more to those, and I'm like, let me pick one.
Actually, I did have that same critique. I just forgot about it, to be honest. But the more I think about it, I just don't know what you would do with Sasquatch that's different from the others. I think if you just, like, work... if you just spend some time, you could definitely differentiate them, because you definitely had some ideas that I wasn't even thinking of. So I think you could definitely make it work. That was just off
I
of
actually
hearing
had
the
the
pitch, I
idea
had that concern.
of giving Sasquatch, like Jason Voorhees' teleport. Like when he just like fades out.
I do like that actually.
There we go.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna be very on the nose with this, but Bigfoot, he's gonna throw a lot of kicks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that's
also that I like that. Like I was just worried that a lot of the characters were punch.
Yeah. No, like a lot of the characters do have stuff that make them different. Mm-hmm. Like the Oni's probably gonna have like some sort of weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Minotaur will definitely have like a battle axe and stuff, but like their movement will be very different. Plus, the Minotaur would have like a bull charge.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So like there's like, stuff that would make them different.
Since you didn't really go into abilities, I went off of like what I know about the monsters, and like 5 of them I would say just punch. But I do like I would like to see like a skill list in the future. And again, nothing wrong with this cast. I am agreeing with Jack on this. It is a good cast. you have monsters on there that I didn't think of that I would love to have. Like, I love Jekyll and Hyde, one of my favorite monsters in history. And the fact that you were like, I'm going to do it like a bit of both. I'm going to mix them up. It's not like a Bruce Banner situation where, like, what is it? Dr. Jekyll. Or no. Which one's the doctor, the smart one?
Jekyll.
Jekyll's just forgotten about and it's just Hyde. The fact that you're like, it's both is really cool and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, just the critique of the too much brutes. Yeah, I just needed to think on it for a second, and I don't have that concern anymore. No, I really love this. Congrats, man.
Thank you. Yeah. All right, Krais. We've had our fair share of video games. Now tell us, what movie do you have for us?
So, my prompt is a Howling Commandos movie.
Okay. It's a Marvel team.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's basically, well, like, my original idea was to make it into a video game. Make it a hack and slash.
Okay.
But then the wheel, fuck you wheel, gave me a movie. So I was like, I'll just turn it into a fucking movie then.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a plot, and since you guys enjoyed my cast of characters last time, I also casted the entire the movie itself. Mm-hmm. So starting off with the cast, we have Wesley Snipes coming back as Blade. I see him wanting to do more Blade stuff now after Deadpool, and this is my present to Wesley Snipes. Mm-hmm. But just going down the list, we have Werewolf by Night, played by Dave Franco. He was one of the magicians in You Don't See...
Now You See Me.
Now You See Me.
So not the current Werewolf by Night in the MCU.
I thought about that, but I was like,
Okay.
Anyways, Man-Thing, played by Vin Diesel, because
God damn it.
he was the last one I casted because I was like, I want a good, like, brutish voice actor, and the only one I could think of was Vin Diesel. So I just think it would be funny if he voiced both Man-Thing and Groot.
The swamp.
Yeah.
That's my family.
The Living Mummy, played by Timothy Chalamet.
Okay.
Ghost Rider, played by Matthew McConaughey.
I don't like that one. Okay.
What?
Ghost Rider come in. All right. Time to bring some demons down to hell.
Frankenstein, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
And I like that one.
Okay, you mean monster, right? Or do
Yeah,
you mean
the Frankenstein monster.
Okay, I don't know the actual list.
Right.
So.
He's referred to as Frankenstein in the Marvel comics.
Okay,
so,
but it is the monster.
It is the monster. Because I like the idea of he doesn't speak, he just grunts. Austin's shaking his head. And then the zombie, played by Denver Post. He was the beekeeper in that movie. Do you know what I'm talking about?
In that movie.
What movie?
What was
There was literally a movie with Jason
I have
Statham
that's called...
I have the beekeeper. That's Jason Statham!
His name is... Oh, the Denver Post. Never mind.
Anyways. Statham, yeah.
You know that dude.
You wouldn't know how I got this, right? I killed the bees, and I ate the zombie's liver.
Okay, so and the final character, Dracula.
Mm-hmm. The villain.
The villain, played by Liam Neeson.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
This was a very last minute thing, so I wish I wish the cast was better, but
I can see Liam Neeson as
Dracula.
Yeah.
I just
It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think this cast is pretty funny.
Yeah.
But here's the plot. Dracula discovers an old Egyptian prophecy in the book of Exodus. The 10 plagues
Exodus?
whatever.
Exodus.
I'm terrible with words. We all know it. Let me read my script. But it's the 10 plagues of Egypt. Using the plagues would give him unimaginable power. Blade wanting to stop him, he has to turn to some old friends to help him out. And so he forms the Howling Commandos and becomes the leader. So I have the order of which he recruits them because I had to work it out in my head. But he first recruits Werewolf by Night, then the Zombie and Frankenstein. They're kind of like a Power Man and Iron Fist duo, like Heroes for Hire kind of situation. Mm-hmm. Then Ghost Rider shows up, and they have to like recruit the Living Mummy because it's the Egyptian plagues. Yeah. Oh, and I thought it would be cool if the Living Mummy and Blade don't get along, just to have some internal beef with the.
You're gonna have Timothy Chalamet butted heads with Wesley Snipes.
Yes.
That's all I'm seeing is just a very young actor going up against an older actor.
Yes. And finally, Man-Thing shows up towards the end, or not towards the end, in the middle of the movie. But basically, what I have is the plagues are actually there was a mistranslation in the book, and it's revealed that the order is reversed. Mm-hmm. Technically, it goes down from like the final plague to the first plague, which is in order is the firstborn child is sacrificed, darkness, locusts, hail, boils, which is basically just heat waves, livestock, flies, lice, frogs, and then the blood river. Yes.
That's not what boils are. Boils are like a...
No, it's called boils in the plagues, but I looked it up. It basically means intense heat waves.
Okay.
That's how I read it.
Okay, if that's what you want to do, yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so the movie starts off with Blade killing a bunch of vampires in an Egyptian tomb because they're there to steal their firstborn child, which translates to King Tut. So basically Dracula uses King Tut's corpse to like start this ritual, causing internal darkness. Seeing that he needs a little help, he goes and find Werewolf by Night. And during the internal darkness plague, they run into a zombie and Frankenstein. As they recruit him, the locust plague starts, and they're getting overwhelmed. And so Ghost Rider shows up and starts just like taking chains and whipping through the air as swarms of locusts start dying. Realizing that they do not know what's going on, they have to go recruit the living mummy, and the hails and boils curse take over, causing the whole poles to the poles of the earth to go out of whack. And then during the livestock, flies, and lice reanimation, it's a reanimation portion of the curse, Man-Thing shows up and starts helping them out because it's the plague is these plagues are also affecting the natural order of things. So Man-Thing's like, hey, I'm here to stop you. During the during the final battle is during the frogs plague because the blood river plague would be basically total domination. So the frog, which is actually the missing link showing up, and Dracula taking full control of the natural order. So I just think it would be a really cool fight between Man-Thing and this missing link and the rest of the team as they stop Dracula and put a stop to it. That's mine.
I have a quick question before we give feedback. Are the plagues worldwide or is it
worldwide?
Worldwide, okay.
And it's Dracula's goal to cause eternal darkness.
Yes, because the blood river would be blood rivers would basically turn him into an immortal god.
Okay.
Because
is it like a worldwide flood?
It's
river?
basically it's killing every single human on the planet, turning the ocean into blood.
Okay.
Giving him unfathomable power.
Gotcha.
And making the whole world run by monsters.
Nice. You said it was Midnight Suns? Is that what it was? No. Howling Commandos. That's what it was. Sorry, there's two horror or supernatural Marvel teams, so I kind of forgot that one.
I did Howling
Commandos. Blade's
Commandos.
on both of them, too.
Yeah.
And Ghost Rider.
I did Howling Commandos because I like the name more.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it's neither of the teams, neither team I really know a whole lot about. So, yeah, I just know they're a thing, and I know some of the characters on them. My only concern is some of the casting choices. That's about the only thing I really have on this. Not Timothy Chalamet. I do have something about Timothy Chalamet. But Matthew McConaughey as Ghost Rider is I don't know about that one. I don't see him being that dark, vengeful spirit. He's very more lighthearted, and he can play an asshole very well, but not necessarily dark and brooding. I would have picked a different actor for that one. And then Timothy Chalamet, it's nothing about him as an actor because he's got good range all around. It's literally the fact that you cast him as the Mummy, a 3,000-year-old thing, and he's butting heads with Blade. So I'm not sure how well it's gonna play off.
that's
Having
fine.
one of the younger actors go up against a very well established older actor, and it's just like you're having a young guy, a really young guy, playing someone that's a lot older.
Again,
That's
I
just
did
me.
that 5 minutes on the clock. Just saying.
Yeah, that.
I was also trying to pick actors that weren't already in the MCU,
Mhm.
which was fucking hard for some
Yeah, you
reason.
still went ahead and did Vin Diesel.
Yeah, because I couldn't find anyone else.
All right, but yeah, that's kind of just where I was at. I think it's all right. I think maybe a little bit more character motivations would have been nice to get overall, but overall, not bad. Good job.
I personally really love the premise, but since you are taking a biblical story and altering it, doing your own interpretation of it, I personally really like it. But this is gonna offend some people. So just
That's
like so I don't know if it'll actually get produced because you also specifically cited the book of Exodus in
And they mispronounced it.
yeah.
Words
But-
are hard for Krais. We all know.
Yeah. I feel like if you tiptoed around and did a few different things, you could definitely get away with it for sure.
That's fair.
The way you presented it this way, I don't think it could get produced for that reason. But you could.
I will say though, people have used the Trials of Exodus
Yeah.
before in other movies, and like I said, The Mummy
Yeah.
by Brendan Fraser. That's one where they incorporate it very well.
Yeah, so you could definitely do it. I just feel like you need to tweak your pitch a bit. Is basically just what I'm saying there. My other concern is Timothée Chalamet I'm not a big fan of all the casting, but I do have a concern with a white actor playing an Egyptian mummy.
That's fair.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that is
Yeah,
problematic.
that's my concern. And I don't know a lot of Egyptian actors, but I know like Rami Malek. He played the mummy in.
Not in the museum.
Yeah, I think he's actually Egyptian, or at least have some Egyptian.
Or at least,
descent in him.
someone of darker skin, not pasty white like
Yeah.
Timothée
Yeah,
Chalamet.
that's fair.
Yeah, I'm worried about that. I do like the idea of that type of actor playing a 3000.
I'll say, I just say put Rami Malek back in it.
Yeah, honestly, I think I kind of like Rami Malek as it, but there was also a concern there of you have a white actor playing.
Yeah,
an
the
Egyptian-
race situation.
Yeah.
That's a bullet you don't want to go down.
No, and I don't think again, you had 5 minutes on the clock to do this.
Yeah, I don't think that was intentional.
You did not have time. I don't. Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
actors, names, shit.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where you're at. Don't blame you there. Just I really love it. You just have to do this in the right way. But I really love the idea of a team getting together to fight Dracula, but Dracula's using the 10 plagues, and I also like how you reverse the order too.
See, I thought that was cool because,
Yeah.
like in my head, if you did the Blood River first,
Yeah.
he's already he's
It's
Dracula.
He's a vampire.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'll be honest, I did kind of steal the idea from Ultimate Spider-Man, where they did form the Hallowed Commandos, and it was like Werewolf by Night, Man Thing. The
Yeah, I
Living
saw
Mummy.
that episode.
I love that episode, but I was like, I don't want to do just that. So I was like, what is something else that's like apocalyptic in nature that would give Dracula power, like a lot of power? And I thought of the Blood River, and I was like, I don't want that to be first, so just.
But yeah, other than that, I really do love the premise. You just got to do it in a certain way. There's some I just need a lot more details on to make it work, for me to fully understand it. But I don't want to stay here for another hour. But yeah, I really like the idea. Yeah, great job, and especially since you originally had this as a video game, I think you did really well.
It would definitely serve very well as a video game.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. No, yeah. But that's not what the wheel deemed. So.
Fuck you, Will.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked everyone's a lot.
Yeah, there's a pretty good range on that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything else? Anything spooky that people want to add?
Anything spooky?
Ooh.
Ah! Yeah. Nothing really.
All right.
All right.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening to our Halloween special. We hope you have a fun holiday. And yeah, we'll get back to our normal pace starting the next episode. So no wheel spin this time. So next episode, we'll have 2 wheel spins. One at the beginning and one at the end.
Yep.
So it should
Yeah.
be fun for us. Hopefully it's fun for you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween.
Now do we crucify Count Dracula, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I got the onions. Thanks for listening to the Three Not So Wise Men. Krais Baker, Jack Green, and Austin Michaelis. Shout out to Louis Trotter for the awesome theme music. Have a good one, y'all.